We do kickstart of this hour with the minutes past 8 o'clock with more of the inspiration and motivation time. How we do this is by giving you more of the business tips and the business quotes. So we quickly start off with our business tip this morning. Tell your story visually. Visuals can help your method become actionable. Video whiteboards, images, or art pictures will show how your prospect's problem will be solved with what you said. Now, by using images, you create contrast, which can create a feeling of urgency, which will help you close that sale. So this is what the tip is telling us to tell our story visually. How you do so is remember to tell your story visually. Visualize it and make it look easy for anyone at the end of the tunnel so that your customers and clients can clearly get to understand more of what is there. And now let's get into our business quote this morning as well. Socrates, father of Western philosophy, said that the secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. So this is a quote that entirely tells us to always focus on what today has presented, not focusing on what yesterday, what happened yesterday, because that yesterday may not have been a good one for you. But then if you continue living in the shadows of yesterday, you may likely fail to at least focus on what you have achieved in the long run. So this is something that you should favorably be able to look at. Not focus a lot on what happened today. Now focus on what is coming up tomorrow at the end of the expense. Because once today is done, you're looking at the future, which is Friday. Tomorrow will be Friday. So what have you done on Friday? So that is our business quote this morning. Now, besides that, let's get into our social media trends to see what was making its way on the timeline. Right now, surely, this hashtag was Visit Uganda, kinetic centered. Aru Falls in northern Uganda has one of the most spectacular views you'll ever see. The Bar Resort is located at the foot of the falls. Hashtag Visit Uganda. Well, it's the festive season in pretty much, I do believe it is time for us to as well think about how best we can promote our country and furthermore look at which kind of people will be able to bring in some good revenue. Not only the foreigners, but you as well as an individual in Uganda can take part in Visit Uganda. Tumshale Sharon at Sharon Tumshale says that although most of us spend our days online, it's always important to unplug and step outside for a little sunshine and fresh air. Hashtag Wakanda forever. Wow, that can be different. Hashtag Late Women, hashtag Christmas, hashtag holidays, hashtag Visit Uganda. It's the Christmas season and visiting Uganda should be part of your timetable schedule if you are to explore during these leaves that you have as an individual. So to Sharon with that one in there saying visit Uganda. Although most of us spend our days online, it's always important to unplug and step outside for a little sunshine and fresh air. I mean, it doesn't kill nobody. Does it? No, it doesn't. And Betik research and these beautiful giraffes are simply too photogenic. Good night, friends. Chris, Uganda Adventure Safaris took the picture according to Betik. Hashtag visit Uganda, hashtag World Cup 2022, hashtag live, hashtag explore Uganda. Five miracles. Four say Mount Elgin is the prime trekking mountain in East Africa, and it's a huge volcano with the largest crater of the major peaks in Africa, with the caldera being one of the world's largest. Hashtag visit Uganda. Now, Kowel Komjisha at Kowel_Komjisha says, beautiful Kampala city. It has drastically evolved. Hashtag visit Uganda. Well, you cannot go wrong with that particular one, Kowel Komjisha. Lukman Luis says that the festive is here. Where have you planned to go to? Hashtag visit Uganda and explore the virgin jungles of Uganda and East Africa. Gorilla trekking, chimpanzee tracking, hiking, lounge cruise, culture tours, birding, and so many others. Hashtag visit Uganda. How are you planning to spend your Christmas and how are you planning to spend your festive season? Well, it's not up to you, folks, but truly visiting Uganda should be part of that journey. So that is what the timeline is apparently saying in regards to that. Well, switching our eyes away from that situation, let's look at Islamic banking in more of our SMB business updates here. Pretty much when you look at the fact that the microfinance world wants Islamic banking into the act, it is a non-profitable banking sort of idea, but of course still facing some of the huge kind of stakeholders in the banking sector, especially from those in the financial inclusion departments in Uganda, still having it on the sidelines. But here we get more of it and why it is important for us to look at it as an alternative for saving. Let's have it.
To offer agency banking. Then another key aspect in the amendments that we are looking for is for the Act to allow us to offer Islamic banking, which is purely on Islamic principles. So once the amendments are done, we're expecting that the microfinance banks, as they will be called, they will be able to introduce Sharia compliance products like savings, where you don't charge, there are no charges on withdrawals, there are no charges on monthly charges. So that's so that we have a very big community, Muslim community, that have been looking for such services as they are against riba. Riba is about the interest. So those are some of the products that we expect to do. One is it's a new law in Uganda, but it has started. Of course, we have to follow the guidelines for us as microfinance deposit-taking institutions. The Act, Microfinance Act 2003, does not provide for us to offer Islamic banking. So what is pending is that once this MDI bill is passed and then the Act is amended, then we shall be able to start offering Islamic banking. As of now, we are not allowed by law. So Uganda is ready for the service because one is, of course, there are various studies, benchmarks that we are looking at, and of course the law also has guidelines of what needs to be done, and we have the population, the Islamic population is quite high, and I think what is going to be required is a lot of sensitization and also appreciation, because with Islamic banking, it has the element of profit sharing. Because since you don't pay interest on the loan, on the savings, so when the savings you save with the institution, it is going to be an agreement that you make the institution makes a loss, you make a loss. The institution makes a profit, you make a profit. But what is required is a lot of education, because as we are aware, in Uganda, this is something that is new. So it is going to be there's going to be a lot of learning and sensitizations, especially through the worship places, the mosques, especially for the Muslim community to understand and also to appreciate. And I think what is very critical is the integrity and also the character and also the beliefs, because we assume that if it is Islamic banking, we expect that there's the element of that faith, being religious, knowing that you have to be open, transparent between the customer and also the bank.
This is, I think, my fourth interaction with the stakeholders where issues of Islamic banking have been mentioned. And yesterday, I think I had more insights into it on the principles it is based on the type of financing arrangements that are there. But I think what is important that came out yesterday is there's foreign direct investments that this country could benefit. And I think that's the reason, because they say there are people from the Islamic world who want to invest in this country, but they want to make sure their money goes through the normal Sharia Islamic banking arrangements. And so they are not comfortable if that money comes here when those things have not yet been put in place. Because in their practice, they don't want their money to be used on speculative and other type of such related businesses. So they want that assurance. Now, if that is really the reason, one of the strongest reasons, which I think any country would want additional foreign direct investments, then that would be good for us. And you know, there is also that aspect of financing without even having a tangible asset that you should own. Because these banks can, let me use the word, borrowing money to you, maybe to buy an asset. They first of all have to own the asset because they want to make sure that they don't sell you hair. They want to sell you something that exists. So it can even help people in asset ownership. That will form a collateral on which you can be able to transact. So it is something that should be welcomed. But what is important, like any other thing that is new, I think we should carry out more sensitization with the many stakeholders, with the public, so that this is embraced very well. So, of course, at our level of legislation, there is no provision for Islamic banking in the MDI. The MDIs, as provided in the MDI Act. So they want it to be included in, so that they can also carry out that type of business, which is, I think, welcome. I'm very comfortable with that, and I think it is an idea that we should embrace.
Yes, it will work, because first of all, first and foremost, Uganda is a member of the Organization of Islamic Countries. So that puts us at an advantage, although we are largely a Christian-dominated country. But secondly, the principles of Islamic banking, which provide for like sharing of the gain generated by a bank between the bank and the clients, is a good principle. So there is a win-win situation. And therefore, it is a good principle. I would support it.
Also, besides that, it is already 8:15 in the morning. That means it's 8:15 and the Zabu markets are open. Quickly to remind you now, you can quick start off your investment journey by using the USSD code *292# and open up to the Zabu platform. Zabu, a platform by Altex East Africa, tells you to do something new. So the USSD code is *292#. The markets are already open. With a minimum of just 15,000 Ugandan shillings, you will be able to explore the investment opportunities that are available in that space. Well, quickly kickstart off your investment journey and make it possible for you to invest and make your money count. How about that? How about that from Zabu? How about that for the world of investment? Yes, you can do that simply by using the USSD code *292#, and then you will be able to invest in bonds and securities with Zabu. The markets are open. They will only close at 3:15 p.m. and the other time is when it's public holidays and also during weekends. That is when you will not be able to access the Zabu platform markets. But the rest of the time, it is very possible for you to invest in bonds and securities. Zabu is a platform by Altex East Africa and steadily reminding you to do something new today. It's the festive season, so why not take it on? Do something new for yourself. Do something new that will definitely see your money grow into something bigger and, of course, better at the end of it all. Okay, now we head to the Mpondwe one-stop border post, where President Museveni was commissioning the Mpondwe one-stop border post yesterday. He did reveal that the country is now open, and so telling the countrymen to go back to business. President Museveni urged Ugandans, especially markets, to get back to businesses now that the country has been fully opened. The president said people now only need to fully vaccinate and not to worry so much about COVID-19 while in public places. Now, on the other hand, he says that the reason we had stopped markets was because of Corona. But a few weeks ago, I made a national address and said we had opened the country and we are now emphasizing immunization. So the border is now open. Our emphasis is now laying back to immunization. The president made the remarks yesterday, speaking to crowds at the Mpondwe Uganda Democratic Republic of Congo DRC border, shortly after commissioning phase 1 of the Mpondwe Lubiriha border export zone, that is the market, and the Mpondwe one-stop border post in Kasese district. The over 5 billion shillings facility funded by the World Bank through Great Lakes Trade Facilitation Project is meant to enable cross-border trade by increasing the capacity for commerce and reducing the costs faced by traders, especially small-scale and women traders in the borderlands. The market which we launched down there must be used now, according to President Museveni, adding that crossing between the East African countries should be cost-free with no visas, and if that is the case, I have removed it. So let's have more of what the president had to say to the crowds yesterday.
The honorable ministers and all the officials and the wananchi. Babuchire. Mwasinje kutsibu. Now the Bible, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and the rest will be added unto you.
Ati Bible ikabwa witi utuke rondi obukama bwe rubura ebende bekesia kwereribwa.
This is because things to do are many.
Ndiye chichi kale tawa kusangwa ebiyitawe byerekoraku nebinene.
But you cannot do all of them at the same time.
Kandi ebyosi so ngabiberereria omurundi muyima.
It is therefore crucial at every time to identify what is primary.
Atene rero nicho mubongo erimia iwo rusyamu ebyenzuko.
That's why Jesus said, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, the rest will be added unto you.
Atikyaleka Yesu Kristo niyabua tutangiro ndi obukama bwe rubura nebende bekesya kongerwa.
Now that strategy or prioritization should be taken to every effort.
Atenero rumimbioro renduka sondia mwebe kurube kuru rutolerirwa ika okubule chendo.
Yes. Then the Basoga say, akange kakira kaife.
Jabasoga bakabuwa india kai kasingire aketu.
So Jesus has told you, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, the rest will be added unto you.
Atenere Yesu mwati utangiso ndi obukama bwe rubura nebende bekesya kongerwa.
Now the Basoga have added wisdom of saying that akange kakira kaife.
Atenere abaso abamera mw'ekyobwenge india kai kasingire aketu.
Now this means that the starting point is homestead incomes.
ati echikakangana ya indiye nzuko liringirya eri umuyi.
Now, the homestead incomes, according to what the NRM has been advising you, come from a number of areas.
ati ringirya eri miyi NRM ngokwina mbabwera likabwa omo bindu binene myanya minene.
First one is agriculture.
ati ekyokubanza ekipindi kikaromwa ebyo bw'obulime.
But the problem has been that some of the people were not bothering to earn money through agriculture. They were working for a chidakyonka, working only for the stomach.
ati abandu banene sibabye bakatsomana eritunga esente erirusirusia mwa bulime ebakakwamikolera endanyisa.
But others have been doing agriculture, commercial agriculture, but without a chivaro.
ati abandi baru banamulima obulime obwanganarwamu ebiriwulya betu kandi esibale barerera.
Now, here in Kasese, you fragmented the land.
ati Kasese enu mutwenda tukatsutsange eritaka.
You say population is 1.2 million and all that, but when we gave Kasese district, you were only 190,000.
ati mukabwa muti abandu bamabika milioni nguma nemitwalo abiri betu government yaberikahererya Kasese ikatwaimwa district mwabi abandu mitwalo 19.
Yes, so this population we are talking about is just recent.
ati neryo obunene obwabandu nebwamwalenderende.
So the original problem was not understanding how to use land.
ati neryo enzuko yekitsibu yabya eritendiyitererya omwatsi w'eritaka.
During inheritance,
ati erirwa kwa buwetwa.
okugwetwa, yes, you believe in land in fragmentation,
ati eriweta abandu bakikirira omwitsutsanga eritaka.
which is a very big physical fragmentation.
erenda bakatsutsanga ngokulene.
Now, this is a wrong method,
ati eyo nimikolere eitayikire.
and it will destroy the resource base. The land will become.
Well, so there you have it. When you look at the situation here, the president assured continued peace to the people of Kasese and the whole Rwenzori region, and thanked the DRC President Felix Tshisekedi for agreeing to work with Uganda to clear the Allied Democratic Forces ADF rebels out of Congo and vote not to leave any stone unturned. So on the other hand, the State Minister for ICT, Honorable Kabyanga Godfrey, earlier described UPDF's deployment in DRC as the best thing that has happened in the recent times. The president further urged the people of Kasese to listen to his message of wealth creation by engaging in the four sectors: commercial agriculture, with the Chivalo, that is also looking at industrialization, manufacturing, services and information technology as well. So on commercial agriculture, His Excellency 70 emphasized the 7 activities for people with the small portions of land, 4 acres and below, on account of high returns per acre per annum. He recommended 1 acre for clonal coffee, 1 acre for fruits, then also mangoes, the oranges, the pineapples and berries for those living in Kasese Mountains. Pretty much 1 acre for food crops that the president did also mention, food crops for the family. This includes cassava, bananas, upland rice or irrigation rice, Irish potatoes, sorghum, as well as millet, and the 4th acre for pasture as well for the dairy cattle. That is 8 of them. Poultry of eggs in the backyard, inclusive of piggery and fish farming. The president reiterated that families with 6 acres and above can as well use 4 acres for coffee, fruits, and food crops. So that was what was happening yesterday as he was commissioning the Mpondwe one-stop border post in Western Uganda. And that is it for the business update this particular morning. When we do return after the break, we will be having our topic of discussion, this time around looking at return filing. This and more coming up. Good morning.